Mhm. Yeah, I think well I've had the privilege of speaking to a couple schools, and speaking to like high school classes, middle school classes, and so it's been interesting hearing the request that comes from the counseling centers at these schools, which has been one, like fundamental knowledge and awareness of like what is mental health, what is actually happening. And so the conversation has kind of around that, and some of what I've shared has had to unpack the role of technology, in what it plays with our mental health. I think the encouraging part of it is that our young people are utilizing technology in ways that my generation, not completely aware of, right? It's like they've created like genuine communities, right? Like real connection. There isn't social life literally isn't just what happens in the physical world, but it's social life is also very much what happens in social media, in the social world. And what that means is what it does is garners connection, close connection to peers, to friend groups, at all times. And what that does is creating like a stable base, is creating confidence, for our young people. Um, they're learning, exploring. I think all of those things are positive. And we'll continue to see that as positive. The negative aspect of that is like any too much of anything it turns the other way. And that essentially is what's happening, is too much of the online world. And it's so easy. I mean, just the bullying, and some of the experiences that our young people are having just online. One of the interesting pieces of research I saw about bullying, I forgot the reference of this, but one of the things that they found out, I believe it was a university up in Norway. They found out that bullying actually happens more within a person's friend group. It's not an external person that's bullying. That bullying is happening inside of a friend group, and it's usually happening because one friend is looking to have more of a social standing above another friend, so they'll kind of bully them and be egged on by the friend group, and so on and so forth. And you realize that for young people, what they're dealing with, what they're facing on online, is the bullying that's coming from inside, like from the groups that they see as friends. It's just spiraling, and it's creating tons of issues on the other end, for a sense of confidence. Again, like breaking that down again, for a sense of stability, loyalty to what social life, and holding social life together.
I want to dig into this a little bit because I think what you just described actually is counter to a lot of, I don't know, I would say like traditional, the internet's been around for like 20 years, right? But like traditional wisdom around interactions with people online. I remember growing up, it was sort of like, don't talk to strangers on the internet, right? Like the danger is the stranger.
Yeah.
Whereas, what I'm hearing and kind of what I've heard elsewhere is technology, social media can act as this like accelerant of toxic stuff that's happening maybe offline in that immediate group.
Yes.
Where back in the day, if you were getting bullied at school, you could come home, you could, sort of disconnect from it.
Yeah.
But if you're on Instagram or whatever it is and you're getting dunked on by classmates, you could just, like, you can't get away.
Mhm.
And so, it sounds like that is, a big problem. And I would imagine then on the flip side, if you're able to meet strangers essentially, but other people online who are perhaps, more similar to you in certain ways, or, you're not having that bullying kind of relationship, then maybe even meeting strangers online in the right circumstances, being careful, like maybe that could even be a good thing.
Totally. Absolutely. I mean, what other what other tool gives us the opportunity to niche down, so deeply into areas of our personal interest, areas of exploration? And I think we all And our young people have such a great opportunity to go deep, in exploring things, and to be surrounded by community. And oftentimes in niche communities, where strangers come in and they're interested, most of them are not toxic. Like, most people want to walk alongside a newcomer and tutor them and give them, like, hey, you interested in keyboards? Like, let me walk you through it. You're interested in pens, or I mean, whatever it is. We have that opportunity now, but again, we're realizing that most of the bullying, most of the terror, toxicity is coming from inside of the friend group, not necessarily uh, strangers as we're exploring things. Obviously, we still have to be careful with all that. There's no doubt. But yeah, man, it is interesting.